No, he is proud now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I explained to teacher as well. My son name is Subak. Why he's arguing with me? Didn't you explain that a woman can be so many things? Why he wants to write me as a housewife? And then the teacher told him, it's fine if you write mother as a filmmaker. And now he's so proud, and he always says, he make up things. Oh, I found you internet. Mom, you are so famous, like this kind of thing, you know.
Yo, Happy New Year. I hope you had a good one. I hope it's off to a strong start. And I hope your resolutions are going well, whatever they may be. I was going to try and upload a video weekly, and it's the 15th now, and yeah, this is what I'm working on, so haven't quite achieved it, but it's okay. We're back with Rebu in the first episode, which is here. If you haven't seen it, you should probably watch that first. She spoke about feminism in Nepal, about growing up in a Gurkha family, and yeah, I had a look at her upbringing. This episode is going to be about her, I don't know, her midlife and what she's been doing since then. Yeah, super inspirational woman. Let's go.
Yeah, after I completed my master degree and knowing nothing, you know, I started working in media and research, and I thought I want to do something different. When I was 30, at 29, I think, and the most painful year of my life, I quit, but I didn't know what to do next. And not having goal and not knowing where your purpose is the most painful thing, you know.
Yeah.
1 year I had just exploring what to do. All the thing you think, you know, if you quit job and you have a time, I would like to do that. When you do that, you don't get fun. All that was excuses, you know. You feel like, I felt, okay, I would like to painting, maybe I would like to write, maybe I like to cook, I like to make a blog. I did nothing when I was free. Can you imagine? It was so painful, and many times I thought to go back to job again, 9 to 5. But then I was, because thinking too much. Overthinking, to be the good at anything you want to do, and fearing that maybe I'm not good at and not trying.
Yeah.
So 1 year just went.
I think
worrying.
that's why I'm trying to do my vlog, is because I'm scared it's going to fail, so I need to try and do it.
Yeah.
And then we see. But the fear of failure has held me back a lot.
Yeah, but then what is interesting thing is when you reach to level of death in life, that wakes you up. But the earthquake in 2015, when it happened, it changed my life. I thought I would die, and I didn't. And I thought I won't think about future. I do what I needed to do at the moment.
Yeah.
And the next day of earthquake, I made tea, 2 liters, and I went hospital to give anybody who needs. A lot of people needed, because there was no contacts and no family members connected, no shop was open. So when I made the tea and I approached first person, was so like, I don't know, I had never approached anybody, and I have never done anything like with my own feeling, like what I want to do. But that's the thing, I was like, do you need, like, here I've made a tea, you can have it. And they thanked me, and that was really empowering. And from the next day, we started making 1,500 cup of tea and 14 volunteers, like, you know, for 2 weeks. And it's really empowering, and that's what I wanted to do at the moment. It's not about planning after 5 years or 10 years I want to do, and it's not going to happen to your life, whatever you plan. It happens what you do at the moment. That's what I realized. So after that, I founded one NGO, moving on to Nepal, and because with my own experience in the village, that we don't have. I never had a school bag. Can you imagine? And I have to carry this book in your hands, and it's sweating and walking through the forest and up and down with tears within 1 or 2 months of the school year.
Yeah.
And you don't have a book the rest of the year to study. So I think the bag is the most important thing, to keep books. And if you give all the essential for education, children can learn so much. But we ran that program for 5 years. Things started getting more comfortable, after the earthquake. There a lot of road was built to the school, and a lot of other partners, NGO and government was working. I felt I don't need to continue this anymore because that's not needed. So I started making film. Okay, let's tell the story of other women or what's happening. And 2017, I started making film, and it went well. I made few short documentary about women entrepreneur to give a positive message like what they're doing. And I learned first time how amazing these women are and how much they are doing. And I don't want to make film, I want to do it myself. So you make a film, you tell a story, and you get recognized or you get paid for that, but you're really not making impact with anybody's life. But when I see this entrepreneur, they have 40, 50 people, she's providing, livelihood opportunity, and that's so amazing. It's not only you are benefiting, but it's many people. Because I was listening these entrepreneur women talking about their journey, and I wanted to be like that, but I didn't have some project what I want to make, what kind of business I want to start. So I travel whole Nepal, what kind of craft and skill we have in Nepal. Then once I have an idea, in 2018, I started this Cocroma. And it's not to make a business, but I really wanted to have, have a positive impact on the people, in a real term. I never imagined that I would, hire somebody. I could afford to pay the salary for someone else, because I'm always getting jobs from other people. And if I want to do something very original, who has every step has a meaning, it makes infant clothing and maternity clothing.
Okay.
So 100% made in Nepal, from thread to finishing product.
Yeah.
Because a lot of our product in Nepal, we are dependent on the raw materials that is outside Nepal, and but we make all our fabric in the prison, so the prison can make clothes when they are in the.
So the prisoners make the fabric.
Yes.
Yes,
because the reason is, there's male prison and female prisoners, but we work with the male prisoners. So the reason is, when the male goes to prison, usually their wives or the family member, they wait for them for years.
Yeah.
But then when a woman goes to prisons, their husbands immediately divorce, leave her, So it's very sad.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the male prison, if we give employment opportunity, they can at least support family back home, their children, and
so they earn money.
They earn money and they can support their family back home, and that's one thing I want to do.
Yeah.
It's not really for the prisoner personally to say. Of course, they also can learn skills, and when they release from the prison, they can start their own thing. But also they can support the education of their children when they are in prison, or the women or the wives in back home. One of the issues that I'm working on is a lot of our young men are going abroad to work in overseas, like Middle East country.
Yeah.
So their wives comes to Kathmandu to educate their children, to provide better educations when they have little money, but they don't have other work to do. So we try to give employment to these young women, migrant women you can call. So they make clothing.
Okay.
And now after the lockdown, after the COVID situation, they can work from home. They started making masks
And how's the mask business going?
Okay. Yeah, at the beginning I was nervous because whether I should make masks or not, because it's a tricky thing. Who can validate, quality
Yeah.
of the masks? But everywhere in the crisis, we are in Nepal. Like there's always kind of difficulties. Like sometimes earthquake comes and then like blockade happens, and then now it's COVID, and who are forgotten? The women and the children. So we make clothes for children, and if you look at the masks, people forget about children masks. So we started making children masks, targeting children, but we became very good at making masks. Then now we start making masks for whole range and different kind of.
And what's that done to your business?
So before COVID, we are just slowly growing. But once I started making masks, so everybody wanted to, support that, and then there was a need. Now our business doing very well. We established. We made more than 75,000 masks so far.
Really?
Yeah, and very happy. All my girls are happy because they can work from home. And then one of the challenge the women in Nepal have, because they don't have a time to go office and work, because they have always children. They have to cook. They have to look after their kids. They have a family responsibility, and society or the family, they don't put work as a priority for the women, and they're always dependent. Their work contribution is not being valued. Even though they look after children, but they never make a money out of it, right? So they want to earn their own money and buy their own thing, and they feel free. And I think it's important for all women to taste that freedom, because we never had. Once you have that taste of freedom, it's very addictive. You want more. And I think we should give that taste to everybody. But now they can, when the baby slaves or anytime they are making masks, and husbands who has lost job, they are supporting their wives. So it's very positive things happening. So they told me, if we are making, this year we are making so many masks, and if a company like our brand goes well financially, can you take us by plane somewhere? And they have never been in a hotel, and they have never been eaten outside from their home. So now the price of air ticket has gone down because of this situation. So I was like, okay, let's go to Pokhara for 3 days, and I took girls to Pokhara. And one of our partners where we have been supporting Max, Cocroma Flights, they organize free flight for all the women, and they're like flying, and they're so happy.
Yes, paragliding's so much fun. That looked wicked. Yeah, I hope you learned something or took something from that. I'm really psyched. I'm hopefully going to be back in Nepal in the spring this year, and yeah, I can't wait to catch up with Rebu and see what she's been up to. I'm going to leave you now with some of the kids from Batasi village. This is a kind of hostel looking after disadvantaged children. Yeah, we visited it just before I went to Everest in the spring last year. They do really amazing work, and yeah, they like a dance.
Main समय पर्खिँदैन खोलिने पर्खिँदैन सोच्नुपर्छ कान्छी बेलैमा मनसाय दुख्छ धुरु धुरु हुन्छ माया पिरतीको बेलैमा भन जान्छौ कि